Hello guys, I am back from another video. Today we talk about what if I was in My Hero Academia. So, in the last video, we just talked about, well, we were just talking about, what is this world? Like, what world did my character, being Jack, came from? It's just mostly like world building. So if you want to know what is gonna happen in this episode, you need to watch the last episode, being episode 0. Okay, because this is going to have a lot of like exposition. And so let's talk about what happens next. So we're going to be starting off at a large castle. That is where I and my character's wife, being Rose, are currently staying at, preparing for a parade. A parade for the celebration of the, well, anniversary of World War III, aka the Quirk User War. So, I told, well, Rose this. So, are you ready, honey? As she says this. As always, as they start getting ready outside, as they see, well, their daughter, being Lavenza, as Lavenza says this. Oh, hello, father. As he says this. Oh, hello, my lovely Lavenza. So, what are you doing? We should be going to the parade. As she says this. Well, I've been planning on making this team. This team is going to be specializing in taking down those damn quirk users. And as Izuku, not really Izuku, more like Jack, aka me, says this. That sounds like a great idea, but unfortunately, you're not ready for that type of responsibility. I mean, you're still just a kid, and you're not ready to become a queen. So, just stay here and, well, not really stay here, more like, go and start getting ready, because we're gonna be going to the parade. So, start getting ready, my lovely little daughter, as he pinches the cheeks of Lavenza, as she says this. Oh, stop! So, after I and Rose leave, they started going to the parade floats, as they see their old friends, being, wait for a second, being Jason, Roxanne, Merida, and Cecilia, as many people started crowding around them and saying, "Oh, King Jack, it's nice to meet you," as they started like taking pictures, as they all of them just start waving at them, as Jason says this to Jack. I'm not really good with like the whole celebrity thing, as Jack says this. Well, you are the friend of, well, the brand new King of Hell. And besides, you're also technically famous yourself. After all, you are the brand new principal of Hell High. As he says this, I guess you're right. As one of them, being Roxanne, says this, "Hey, Jason, let's go." As he says this, alright. So, they start going onto the parade float, which resembles the original, like Phantom Thief logo, as in, like, the first, Phantom Thief logo from, like, Persona 5, or Persona 5 Royal, if you want to call it that. And so, as the parade begins, everybody started, going into, like, these, like, little spots, as they started, like, cheering for, you know, the celebration of their victory in World War III, or the Quirk User War. So, we go to a different perspective. This perspective is in heaven, or should I say, somebody falling from heaven. As he says this, "Those damn angels, they betrayed me, and Deus, that bastard, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want." Starting off with getting that little clone. He heard in a certain, like, underground group that there is a clone of Jack. And this angel, which I'm just gonna be calling, well, wait for a second. which I'm just gonna be calling Icor started going to hell, where he's trying to like find this copy of Jack. So, after going to hell and, trying to, not get noticed because he's now a wanted fugitive of hell, heaven, purgatory, and also technically the monster world. Because after all, I did say in like episode 0 that, well, these types of angels, also known as fallen angels, are considered as criminals, and also like rogue demons are also technically like like criminals as well. So he goes to a bar, which is, well, not really occupied, as he sees the demon that gave him his information about this clone of Jack or me, as he says this, being the demon. So you've been waiting a long time for this, right? Getting ready to cause some chaos. As he says this, yeah, uh, God, I hate those damn angels, those damn angel guards. As he says this, correct. You and me both. I hate this day or this world of peace and quiet or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I want to cause some chaos. Cause some anarchy. Is that right, Iko? As he says this, correct. So, we're gonna be planning a heist. So, how about, that guy? What is his name exactly? I can't remember. As he says this. Well, I mean, he is human, and, I mean, he is quirkless, but he still has the ability to use magic. As he says this. I mean, you're right. But, still, as he says this, being the demon. His name is, wait for a second. He called himself Dallas. Dallas something, I can't remember. Apparently he was a criminal back when he was in his heyday. Back before when quirks were, you know, started to run rampant. He was the greatest criminal ever. And apparently he's now retired, but he does have a plan for us. As he says this. Great. As they see Dallas come in, wearing a clown like mask, as he says this. Alright, here's the plans for you to, start that heist. I'm not joining, by the way. As Ikor says this. Why? I mean, you've been waiting for this, as he says this. No. Besides, I'm tired of being a criminal. I just want to have some peace and quiet. Maybe have a drink or something. You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever the hell you want, kid. As Dallas leaves. As the demon says this. Alright, let's go. As the a fallen angel, being Icar, says this. Fine, let's go. And it's a perfect time as well. As he smiles. So, let's go to another perspective. Being at the vault. That is where my, or at least me, which is the main character of this story, is currently locked. Which is basically the clone of Jack, aka, yeah, me. Uh, Technically, both of them are me, but it's more like the actual like main character of the story, the actual protagonist, is, well, the clone, which I'm not gonna tell you the name yet, because, several reasons. So, after the um you know arrive at there, we go to a different perspective. Okay, good. So in this perspective, we're at Dr. Strippelstein's, well, vault, which is where he's talking to one of the guards, saying, "Oh, come on, I just want to have some fun with my old clone." As the guard says this. "No, can do. After all, you are quite insane, Doctor." As one of them said this. "Yeah, I agree. Even though you're the top scientist in hell, it doesn't mean that you can do whatever the hell you want. Especially because the King of Hell himself told us to not let you go near this place. As Ares says this, and if you don't know, Ares is the assistant of this, well, character by the name of like Dr. Schnippelstein or Schnippelstein. And by the way, she's from a different world or a different universe or dimension. Yeah, just listen to like last video. That it will explain like what really she is. As she says this, "See, told ya, Doc. Let's just go. I'm kind of bored and I really want to see the parade." As he says this, "My God, can you just shut the hell up?" As she says this, "Oh, you're daring to talk to me like that?" As he says this, "Yes, you're daring to talk to me, the greatest scientist in hell?" As they hear a large explosion. This explosion was from the demon that is working with Acor. So, Acor breaks down the vault using the special type of magic that he was given at birth. So, let me explain. Magic does exist in this world. It's similar to like magic in like most media. Like for example, like fire magic, ice magic, things like that. In his case, his type of magic is enhancement magic, but also electric magic. And so when he goes to that area, he starts causing the, functions of the vault to like go wild. As after a bit of like fiddling, the vault opens as he sees a locked door. This door says keep out from Dr. Schippelstein in like bold letters. As he says this, now this is just too easy. As he gets ready his fist and punches the door, as an alarm goes off, as all of the guards start getting ready to attack this person. These guards were especially enhanced humans, specifically quirkless people. They were given like artificial like quirks. Technically, they're not really artificial quirks. They're more like artificial like magic because these quirkless people are not really like you know like their compatibility with magic is not really good. So they decide to use artificial means, thanks to the help of Dr. Schnippelstein. But some of them have the potential to actually use true magic, which is what we call like regular old magic, because most of them are just using like artificial means to use magic. So when they come to the door, they see Ikor. Ikor is grabbing the actual like wait for a second. Grabbing onto the gigantic, almost box like cell where the clone of Jack, aka me, is being held, as he says this. "So, all of you magic users are daring to touch me." What a joke! As he creates a thunderbolt, and he causes the entire place to go in electric bursts. As when they were alerted, being the almost like FBI version of like Hell's FBI, which they're called the Black Ops, which is also a term in like military. But they're called the Black Ops for a reason. It's because um most of their like equipment is pure black. The ops part, instead of being like officers or something like that, instead it basically means that they're persona users. And so they're basically have artificial personas. And so they go wait for a second guys, there's something wrong. So these artificial persona users arrive at the scene as they see the angel escaping, this fallen angel, and the demon. The demon tries to fly away, but he gets gunned down by one of the artificial persona user officers. This persona was just called Spartan. And yes, All of them are just called Spartan. Like every single like artificial persona user there is, yeah, like their personas are just called Spartan, as in like the Spartans in legend or in actual like history. And unlike normal like artificial persona users, just like what are they called, like Strega or something like that. I can't remember their names because they're one of my not really they're not really interesting characters to me. But unlike Strega, where they were like artificially made and they're like completely gone insane, instead they perfected it and they're actually not like gone crazy and things like that, just like Strega, but instead they're almost like normal-ish Persona users, but there's some drawbacks. One of which is they had to eat twice as much as like they had to eat twice as much uh, because of their well potential, not really potential, more like their artificial means, because they're using a lot of their life energy. So they had to eat a lot. These artificial persona user officers need to eat a lot so they can maintain their power of their artificial personas. So, after destroying, well, not really destroying, more like capturing the demon tells him to escape as he grabs a little pendant. This pendant, which allows a person to go to different dimensions. And when he goes to that dimension, he goes to the My Hero Academia verse. So, when he gets there, he says this: I did it! I did it! I can't believe I actually did it! I. I. Uh, the. God damn it, now this pendant is broken. The pendant is now cracked. These types of pendants, which allows a person to go to different dimensions, are only given to those that are worthy, like for example, like Jack, or the Infinity Knights, which are, well, I'll, it's basically in the last episode, like, they're basically like the, like, anti-quirk, um, a anti-quirk user task force. I meant, anti-quirk user task force, which I'm not gonna tell you all of the members' names, but just wait until like a few more episodes into this series. So, after he escaped those demon like not really demons, more like artificial artificial persona user officers, he starts going into the forest, or at least deeper into the forest because they're at a forest. They teleported into a forest where he puts the capsule or the tank or whatever you want to call it in a nearby tree as he starts thinking where he could like hide for now. As a officer arrives. This officer was a general technically. This general was a artificial persona user. As his persona is called, wait for a second. And this general that has an artificial persona, his persona is called Centurion, which is basically a word for like a Roman general, which I guess that kind of works because, Spartans, because that's the regular like artificial persona users, officers, like persona names. All of them are named Spartans, and for the generals, they're called centurions. As this general starts looking around, trying to find this fallen angel, being Ichor. Ichor comes out of the shadows and starts bolting electricity at the guy. But both of them are at the brink of death, as both of them strike down with their final attacks. In this case, his persona Centurion stabs him right in the chest with a gigantic sword resembling like a Roman gladiator sword, as he throws a lightning bolt in the face of this, well, guy, or the general, as they both die in a furious explosion. Like going like Megumin level explosion. As when the explosion basically goes off, many heroes basically go at the scene. As when they saw the actual explosion, they saw nothing but a smoldering skeleton, being the skeleton of the fallen angel and also the general which he died. So, after they looked around, they saw the capsule or the thing. I don't really know what to call it, like a tank or something. I don't know. And it contains me, the main character or the protagonist of this What If series, which I still don't have a name, but I have a name in the works. So trust me. So when they got this, well, guy, basically me, they started running some tests, but they couldn't find any DNA relating to this person, being my character, or the main protagonist. So, they decided to put him up to adoption. And when they tried to, get this, like, thing opened, when they broke it open, they see that this guy, aka me, has horns. Horns that resemble, like, demon horns. But they're almost soft, almost like flesh, because they're still underdeveloped. So they decide to bring me to a little orphanage where I was adopted by a woman. This woman was named Katsuki. Wait for a second. Katsuki Mitsuki. Or Mitsuki Katsuki. Or Katsuki Bakugo. Or Mitsuki Bakugo. Or something like that. I don't know. So, after bringing me to her home, where I met my adopted brother, being Bakugo. Bakugo, instead of being an asshole, he's actually a pretty nice guy. In fact, he considers me as his big brother. So, after a while of staying in this house, this, well, wait for a second, in this home, I gain emotions. Because during that time, when I was in the orphanage, I was emotionless and almost looked like I was completely expressionless, like a mannequin. But after I came here and also started learning how to be a normal human being, I have been, getting a little bit like emotional, getting emotions, like for example, angry, and also gaining a personality. This personality resembles a carefree attitude, but he somewhat acts almost heroic at times. So, after learning about quirks, he gets excited that he might get a quirk in the future. And so, this is going to be the end of this episode. Sorry. Unfortunately, in the next episode, we're gonna be continuing this part, but don't worry, the next part is going to be extra exciting because let's just say we're gonna be summoning in a brand new friend. And what do you mean by summoning a brand new friend? You'll find out very soon. And so, I hope you liked the video, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye!